And these are the visuals of the India-European Union trade pact that has just been signed. And you can see the visuals from inside the Hyderabad House, where all the key leaders, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, present along with the EU chief Ursula von der Leyen, there at the Hyderabad House in the national capital, as this very, very historic deal, the Indo-US Indo-European Union deal has been announced. The formal fruition of the deal will be taking place after it gets the Parliament nod and the legal processes are complete. So it will take about 6 to 7 months, but possibly by the end of this year, this will come into fruition. The India-EU trade deal, nearly 2 decades of negotiations, and it's only now that India and the European Union are set to announce this historic trade deal at the 16th India-EU summit that's currently underway. And remember, this is being co-chaired by the President of the European Council, Antonio Luis Santos, and the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. They are presently on a state visit. They also, remember, attended the 77th Republic Day in the country. They were the chief guests at the ceremony, and this particular deal that one is looking at, as these visuals continue to come in live, will be bringing both the parties closer than ever together, with active cooperation on not just trade but also security, clean energy transition and defense acquisition. All of this is something that one is looking at as far as the India-EU trade deal is concerned, the free trade agreement. We do know that this day today, as far as the India-EU summit is concerned, has concluded the long-running talks, the conversations on this landmark FTA that will not just cut tariffs, but it will go on to boost market access and also deepen the economic ties between the 27 European Union nations and India. My colleague Akanksha Sarup is now joining us on the broadcast from the Hyderabad House. Akanksha, even as these live visuals trickle in, we continue to speak about how historic this deal is. We're calling it the mother of all deals. This is what the EU chief has also said.
Right, and important to also, understand that we cannot look at this deal in isolation. Perhaps that is what makes it the mother of all trade deals, because it's happening at a time when the entire global economic climate is extremely divided, and you're talking at a time when Davos has just taken place. And at Davos, we saw how not just EU, primarily the NATO, but countries like India have all, in fact, stood up to countering the burden of the Trumpian tariffs, and which is what makes this deal extremely significant, given that it's also taken close to 19 years in the making. 2007 is when it was first struck as a BTAI. And more importantly, you're not just looking at trade, you're looking at defense and security, and you're looking at mobility partnership. All of these three are factors that actually make it the mother of all trade deals. And in fact, as we speak, I am currently at the Ananta Center, where you have the EU High Representative. The EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs, that's going to be Ms. Kaya Kallas, will be making a media presence over here. She will also be making an address. It would be interesting to see how India and EU will now be looking towards forging strategic ties. But in this climate where we are seeing that there's in fact a diversification when it comes to our economic needs, when there's diversifying of supply chains, also greater reliance on supply chains, you're looking towards exchange of defense technology, AI, increasing reliance on AI. It would be interesting to see what all EU and India can benefit from. You are also looking at this FTA bringing towards a lot of employment. You're looking towards the interest of the Indian farmers and MSMEs, which will also be protected. So these are all the factors that make it the mother of all trade deals. Because remember, that is exactly what the BTA, which with the United States, could not really guarantee India, which is the interest of our own Indian farmers. Something that the EU has made amply clear that they will not be threatening. That is the interest of our own farmers.